George decided the ant might feel safer out on the balcony. Maybe that's what George should do. Carry all the ants outside. Oh, 1 gajillion of them? That wouldn't work. George showed Hundley his discovery. Ants follow food. Maybe they'd follow it right out the door. So that was the solution. Put the food outside, and the ants would leave. And of course, they come back with their food. George had another idea. Maybe he could get the ants inside the trash can by filling it with food. The ant trap was ready. It was working. The ants crawled into the can as fast as their legs would carry them. George had to get the ants out of the apartment fast before they escaped. The ants were outside. Problem solved. Except, now they had a new problem. Where would they put them? They couldn't put the ants on the sidewalk. They'd get squished. And they'd get even more squished on the street. The park. The ants would love it there. Hundley was a small dog, but he made a very big noise.
What's going on there? Hey!
George and Hundley set the ants free in a nice empty area of the park where no one would step on them. George said goodbye to each and every ant. This could take a while. It had been quite a morning, but the ants were gone and everything was okay.
George, I can't believe this apartment.
George had forgotten to clean up his mess.
Good job, George. Not only did you clean the apartment, you also took out the trash.
He did? Oh, yeah, he did.
Of course, you also shoved napkins and handkerchiefs into the wall and covered it with bandages. But I'm not even gonna ask. You just sit down and take it easy. I'll go make us some lunch.
George could finally relax. The apartment was clean, and he'd never have to worry about ants again.
Now, as the bees get their nectar, their legs transfer a fine substance called pollen from one flower to the next.
It helps more flowers to grow in the future.
Here at the hive, the nectar turns into the bees' food supply. Can you guess what it's called, George?
Honey, George. The same honey you like on your bread.
The bees make more than they can eat. That's where we get it. Here's another jar for you. Enjoy.
George was amazed something so tasty came from something he'd been afraid of. He wanted to say thanks.
Not too close, George. Bees will get angry if you disturb their hive.
I'm staying to help with the hives, George. I'll be home soon.
George, I figured out a way to move the hive. This is my homemade anti-bee suit. Maximum protection. Come on. I jump on this plank to launch these mud balls. They knock the hive loose. It falls in the can. Then I take it to Mr. Rankin's. Yeah, it's not the proper way to remove a hive, but I need to act fast before bunnies get stung.
George knew Bill's plan was going to make the bees mad.
Now, Bill, you know there's a proper way to remove a hive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get those bunnies somewhere safe and call professional bee removers, huh?
Oh, no. Come back here, Herbert Manager.
Yup. That's a hive, all right. But I can't help you.
Why not?
Too many branches in the way. You'll have to get a tree trimmer to cut them before I go up there.
Sorry, I can't trim this tree. No way, no how.
Why not?
All those bees. A bee remover has to remove the hive before I go up there.
I'll get rid of the bees after he cuts the branches.
Oh, I'll cut the branches after she gets rid of the bees.
George couldn't believe a monkey and his neighbors could be outwitted by a hive full of bees.
Oh, that is a good bear imitation.
Yeah, I was telling George earlier that nobody's seen a bear around here for... Whoa!
Is he gonna take the hive? What's he waiting for?
The bees are protecting their home. I suggest we wait in here until the bees disperse.
Have anything to eat around here? Animal control. I got a call about a bear in a yard up a tree. Wow, look at that. Nobody's seen a bear around here in 40 years.
Mm-hmm. All of us experts here and a hungry baby bear solved the whole problem.
You were right about the bear all along, George.
George hoped he would see the bear again someday. Maybe they could share another honey sandwich.
George had done it. He'd shrunk to bug size. Now maybe he could find the golden marble. But first, he had to find Yellow Hat Arena. The blueberry bush. Yellow Hat Arena was somewhere over there. It was Bill. The hunt for the golden marble was on.
Thanks! Ready, George? Uh-oh. I'm stuck. No, George, don't step in it. The goo is super sticky.
The goo seemed to be coming from the snail. It was too dangerous to go through the goo. But he could go over it.
Wow, good save. You're pretty smart for a city kid. Cool!
George wished they were riding that dragonfly. They'd cover the backyard in seconds. They'd found Yellow Hat Arena.
This is where we get off. Only, how?
That was how. The spider web would catch them. Trouble was, it wouldn't let go.
Being a city kid, you may not know that spiders use web to catch food. Only now it's caught us.
Where's George? I thought he'd be hunting for his marble.
Here! We're down here!
George must be playing at Bill's.
Oh, too bad I didn't pack a lunch. Whoa! Cool. I love blueberries. Dig in, George. There's more than enough for both of us. So, it looked like the marble landed somewhere over here. But I don't see it anywhere.
Maybe the marble rolled down there.
Good thinking, George. Oh, look out, George! Well, at least we can stand up now.
Meanwhile, Hundley found a container in the trash and made his friend a little house full of dirt and sticks. But it wasn't easy. Hundley had been covered in trash exactly once in his life. Today, things had to be going better for George,
Oh, what?
Hundley Jr. was a fast eater. Good thing George got some leaves from the tree. But Hundley Jr. didn't like the tree leaves. He only liked the leaves from the flowers. Hundley understood. He only liked one kind of dog food. He and Hundley Jr. were exactly alike. And then something strange happened. Hundley Jr. dangled down off a stick and stopped moving. Maybe Hundley Jr. needed more food. Hundley had to get more leaves from the flowers fast. When Hundley got to the lobby, he couldn't believe his eyes. Nothing was wrong. George couldn't believe his eyes either. Hundley was dirty and smelled like trash. Hundley needed that food, but George didn't want a dirty dog in his clean lobby. It was Hundley versus Monkey Hundley. Who would win?
Oh, my flowers.
Ms. Klopotsnik, that's who.
Aren't they? Oh, dear. There's milkweed in this bouquet. I'm allergic to milkweed.
Well, at least the lobby smelled better now. When Hundley got back, Hundley Jr. was in a tiny sleeping bag. Where did he get that? Hundley would just wait until his friend woke up. He was sure it wouldn't be long.
Okay. There's trash all over the floor. George is in the lobby, and you're watching a stick? I'm taking your temperature, Hundley.
Days and days went by. But Hundley Jr. stayed wrapped up in the hard little bag. Hundley tried to get Hundley Jr. to come out and play. Nope. Hundley tried to get Hundley Jr. to come out and sing. Nope. Meanwhile, George kept watching the lobby in the mornings while the doorman was at his class. He did a good job. Most of the time. 2 weeks later, the doorman was back to work in the morning.
Bye, George.
But Hundley Jr. was still sleeping. George knew how to wake him up. It looked like their friend would sleep forever. But then the sleeping bag opened. And out came a butterfly? Where did Hundley Jr. go? It was empty. But that must mean the butterfly was Hundley Jr. No wonder he'd been so sleepy. It took a lot of work to grow wings. Their little friend had grown up. Puppies turned into dogs, baby monkeys turned into bigger monkeys, and caterpillars turned into butterflies. Hundley was happy his friend was awake. But he was a little sad, too, because Hundley Jr. didn't want to live inside anymore. It was a beautiful day. A perfect day for flying. They'd missed their friend, but he was ready to leave and go see the world. Thanks to them. It sure crawled funny. Maybe George could crawl like that, too.
You make a great caterpillar, George. I know because I've done my share of caterpillar crawling, too. Oh, you've got a caterpillar friend. Caterpillars eat a lot of green leaves before they make their chrysalis. That's because they need a whole lot of energy to change into a butterfly. Speaking of eating, I'm on my way home for lunch. See you later.
George wished he could grow wings. If that wormy caterpillar could turn into a butterfly, maybe a little monkey could too. First, he needed to eat lots of green leaves so he'd have energy to transform.
Guess I won't be making salad for dinner.
With George's belly full, it was time to form that chrysalis so he could grow some wings. But what would he make his chrysalis with? All George needed to do now was find somewhere to hang upside down. George didn't know how long it took to grow wings, so he waited. And waited.
Say, George, could I borrow Mrs. Quint's butterfly book?
What?
What are you doing, George? Oh, were you trying to grow wings like a butterfly does? I'm sorry, George. You won't grow wings. It's just not something monkeys can do. You know, monkeys may not be able to grow their own wings, but I bet they can make pretend wings. Now, you can't really fly with these wings. Just pretend fly, okay? Those are fantastic butterfly wings, George. I absolutely love them.
George had an idea for his leftover supplies.
Gee, thanks for the wings, George.
Wow, you look like a real butterfly, George. You too.
Thanks.
You know, I have an extra jacket in my bike basket. One on each arm would kind of look somewhat like wings.
Wow, I've seen a lot of butterflies today, but you're the biggest. Hey, I've got dress-up wings in my room.